Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I did this lovely sultry glam look, perfect for New Year's Eve. And of course, this is another collaboration with the lovely Miss I Am Netta Monroe. I absolutely love her channel, so I just had to work with her again. I will have her video linked down in the description bar below so you can check hers out. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching and then make sure to check out Netta's video afterwards. Starting out to prime, I'm using the Too Faced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer, and then just going over the top with my Milk Blur Stick just to kind of blur any pores. For foundation, I'm using my Tarte Amazonian Clay BB Tinted Moisturizer just because my skin's been really dry lately, so this is kind of a lightweight formula. And then I'm using my Garnier Clearly Brighter Anti-Dark Circle Concealer underneath my eyes. Then to set everything, I'm using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. Now to prime the eyes, the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Eden, so it kind of has a concealing effect. And just setting the top of that with that setting powder. And then of course to bronze up the face, I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I'm just adding that all around the face and then just adding a bit of extra definition at the cheekbones and along the jawline just to kind of contour lightly. Just a little bit on the nose. Now for the eyes, I decided I wanted to use the new Kylie Jenner Nice palette just because I hadn't had a chance to yet. So I'm starting out with the shade Miracle on a fluffy brush, and I'm basically just using this to make sure everything's really set even though we use that translucent powder. Now with a fluffy brush into the shade Santa Baby, I'm just using this to work all through the crease to act as my transition shade. Then I'm taking that same fluffy brush into the shade Macaroon, going over that transition shade and really making sure it's kind of fluffed out on the outer portion of the eye. Then I'm taking a more tapered brush and going into the shade Hot Cider. I'm starting to deposit the color more towards the outer portion of the eye and then running it directly in the crease, kind of in that socket area, just to really warm it up. You've got to be careful because this is a very pigmented shade. Then I just went back into Macaroon just to really blend it out to make sure it stays soft. So at first I decided to use this really tapered fluffy brush into this Wonderland shade and quickly realized that it's not the best brush. So I went back in with more of a flat yet still kind of fluffy brush, and I am just packing this color on. This would be a beautiful color if you kind of diffused it out, but I really wanted that intense burgundy color, so I'm just using patting motions to really pack that color on. And I'm basically going for a halo eye here. Then I'm taking that Macaroon shade and just making sure the edges are blended. Now I'm wetting a flat brush and I'm going into the shade Blizzard. This color is gorgeous. So I first started trying to pop this onto the center portion that I left open for the halo, but I noticed that when it layered over the dark color, it looked much more intense and just better. So I decided to wipe the color away a little bit and pack more of that Wonderland shade on and then put Blizzard directly on top of that. And I think that's really the way to go with this color, is have a dark base underneath, because just look at the difference. You really see this gorgeous iridescent color when you pack it on top of that dark shade. Then I'm just using that same fluffy brush from earlier just to make sure everything's blended. And then going in with a flat angled dry brush into Wonderland, I'm just lining the lower lash line. Then I'm taking a pencil brush into the shade Macaroon, and I'm really just kind of smudging that lower lash line shade a good bit. Now I'm taking a kind of fluffy flat brush going into the shade Jack Frost, and I'm using this to very lightly highlight my brow bone. Then I decided I wanted a less rosy tone on the lower lash line, so I'm dipping back into Santa Baby. And because it's New Year's Eve, I wanted a little bit of extra glitter wow. So I'm going into one of the Stila Magnificent Metal shades. This is the Diamond Dust color. And I'm just kind of dotting this on top of that Blizzard color. And then I'm using a brush to kind of blend it out. And then I decided to go ahead and pop that glitter on the inner corner of the eye as well. And I just love the way this looks. Now I'm just filling in my brows with the MAC Brow Pencil in the shade Spiked. And voila! So now I'm taking my Tarte Tartiest double-ended liner and I'm just adding a very thin black line right along the lash line, and this is just to hide the lash band. I decided not to go with a wing liner. Then of course, curling the lashes and adding one coat of my Loreal Lash Paradise mascara, which of course I got on my face. So I'm gonna let that dry before I try to remove it. Now just filling in the other brow. And now that it's dried long enough, I don't have a Q-tip, but I did have some tissue, so I'm just using kind of the tip of my nail to help. And as you can see, it wiped away really easily, and I'm just using any leftover foundation that's on my sponge just to kind of touch up. Now I'm just using the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in 1999 to the waterline. Then I'm just adding some nice Ardell lashes. For blush, I wanted to stick with kind of the purpley tone, so I'm using one of the Brija Cosmetics blushes in Jungle Madness. For highlighter, I'm using one of the ColourPop pressed highlighters in the shade S'il vous plaît. I love this color, but I don't wear it often because it is kind of a chunky glitter, but it's perfect for New Year's Eve. Of course, add a little bit to the nose. Then for lips, I'm using one of the Brija Cosmetics Cream Wand lipsticks. This is the shade The Queen. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and thank you for watching. Bye guys!